Hello, and welcome to an introduction to IB MYP grading, International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program Grading. I'll be your host. I'm Jenny Banta. I'm the IB coordinator here at Harvest Middle School. Just a few reminders. Many people ask me, well, what makes an IB school different? This is a whole child approach to education. IB schools are student-centered, and teachers take an inquiry-based approach to presenting learning. Character development happens through the use of the IB learner profile traits, and the focus is on developing different approaches to learning skills, skills that are useful in all of their classes to be successful students, not just here at Harvest Middle School, but when they go on to high school, college, and career. The IB allows for multiple perspectives, we're internationally minded, and gives students opportunities to put learning into action. All right, back to grading and assessment. So this was overheard at school. A student said, "I used to talk about the letter grade I got in classes. Now I talk about what score I've earned on the rubric. The rubric helps me understand what I've learned so far and what I still have to learn." How does this quote reflect a change in traditional grading practices at HMS? Parents, how does this quote reflect a change in grading practices since you were once in school? It's changed a lot since when I was at school, that's for sure. IB MYP grading works like this. All IB schools use the same criterion-based rubrics and a 1 through 8 numerical scale to assess and report student learning. Traditional letter A through F grades often means different things to different people. A B to one teacher might mean something different to another teacher. However, IB MYP grades, those numbers, mean the same thing around the whole entire world. For example, a student who is taking Year 1, 6th grade math in Paris, France, and they score a 5 on an assessment, that 5 would mean the same thing to a Year 1, 6th grade math teacher here in Napa, California. Rubrics show achievements in learning progress rather than learning failure. A student can use the rubric to see how they can advance to the next level. A through F letter grades don't really allow for that. And in fact, when a student achieves a D or an F, that can be really disappointing and discouraging, and it's hard to come back from that. But using the numerical scale, you can see how you can achieve progress over the course of that scale. At an IB MYP school, there are 8 different subject areas: language and literature, language acquisition, which for Harvest is Spanish, individuals and societies, which is a history class, sciences, mathematics, arts, physical and health education, and design. This is an overview of the 4 objectives used in each subject area. Each of those objectives is taught and assessed at least twice in a school year. For example, Objective A in language and literature is analyzing, Objective B is organizing, Objective C is producing text, and Objective D is using language. A student in a language and literature class would see those types of objectives taught and assessed at least twice in a school year. Each subject and grade level has specifically defined criterion objectives. So for example, this is a breakdown of language and literature criteria for Year 1, 6th grade, and Criterion A, analyzing. At the end of Year 1, students should be able to, and it details exactly what that student should be able to do to analyze in 6th grade. Then, underneath that is a description of those criterion broken into level descriptors. So it gives you a clear description of what a 1-2 achievement level would be for analyzing, a 3-4, a 5-6, or a 7-8. A student who scores a 5 on an assessment would be able to go back to the rubric and see exactly what they were able to achieve and figure out what they would need to do to achieve a higher score the following time that objective is taught and assessed. This is an example rubric used in a 7th grade science class, a year 2 science class. It gives a description of the criterion, A, and what a student would be able to do if they scored a 7 or an 8. And then it also, on the right side, gives a very specific description called a task-specific clarification. And it shows what a student should be able to do specifically according to that assessment. A student would be able to look at this rubric, go to the task-specific clarification column, and see exactly what they would need to do to achieve a level 7 or an 8. The teacher does this for levels 5 and 6, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. A teacher might also use task-specific clarification in class by modeling exactly what the student should be able to do in a performance or in an assessment. They might also show student work examples and say, well, this is a 7 because, and give a student a description of what that particular level would look like. This is a very simplified version of what a 1 through 8 achievement level might mean. If it's blank on a report, that means that that particular objective was not assessed during that time frame. But don't worry, they'll be assessed twice by the end of the school year. An I would stand for incomplete. That means no work has been submitted yet. We're all about progress. We believe in the yet, that students will turn in something to show their learning. A level 1-2 means that the student is working toward meeting subject-specific objectives. A 3-4 means they've partially met those objectives. A 5-6 means that they mostly meet those objectives. And a 7-8 means they completely meet those subject-specific objectives. Now, if you're still thinking about that A through F letter grade, don't worry. There's a conversion chart in our student binder reminder where you can look at what those might mean connected to those numbers. Our district still requires that we report letter grades at the semester, so you'll still be seeing those, but remember they're connected to these achievement level numbers. Okay, so let's look at what happens during a typical IB unit at a school. Remember, it's inquiry-based, it's student-centered, but it also does something different related to assessment. A teacher at the beginning of a unit will share a rubric with the students. The teacher will clarify and model expectations for what that student will do on the end of unit summative assessment task. The students will be given formative opportunities to form knowledge and practice what will be expected of them on that end of unit assessment throughout the entire unit. Students will be getting feedback using those formative assessments like quizzes or exit tickets out of the classroom or homework assignments, where they'll see evaluation and feedback from their teachers that is using the rubric to guide and redirect the learning along the way in preparation for that summative assessment task, that end of unit task. Getting to the end of the IB unit, students will then have to demonstrate what they've learned and can do now at the end of the learning process. So this is where there's a red light. Students are given a summative assessment that they know about, they've known about since the beginning of the unit, and they have to show their learning, show what they know. At that point, students will earn an achievement level score on that 1 through 8 scale using the rubric that's been used throughout the unit. At an IB school, your grade should never be a mystery. You should know where you land on that scale throughout the course of your unit. Helping you understand that your grade is not a mystery, you'll want to visit Manage Back. HMS uses a ManageBack website. It's an IB-related learning management system to record assessment progress. You'll also be able to find teachers' unit plan information, a calendar for assignments and tasks, all on this website. If you visit harvest.manageback.com, you'll be able to log in using a student login and see all of the different units posted and assessment information. Now, this is a new system for Harvest. It's a new site for all of us, so we ask that you be patient. We're all trying to figure it out. You will be able to look at different YouTube videos on the HMS YouTube channel that show you how to log in and how to quickly get to the unit and assessment information. And beyond that, there's a lot of different things, so you'd want to navigate the site and practice using that with your student to see all that it has to offer. If you get stuck, don't worry. There's online support available with tutorials and guides and resources to help you make the most of ManageBack. They have a phone number that you can call for support. It's a very friendly system. A few other additional reminders. If you haven't looked at the student binder reminder, there are some descriptions of the academic policies at Harvest, and there are the conversion charts for your grades. You can look at those descriptors in the binder reminder. I also suggest that you read and discuss rubrics with your child. Your child should be able to tell you what they're working on in their classes and what achievement level they're aiming for. They should be able to show you their work and show you why they think they'll earn that particular achievement level. If you haven't done so already, there's an online form on the HMS School website to allow you to get a parent email login on ManageBack. You just have to sign up with your parent email address, and you'll receive your own login to check in on your student's account. We are so grateful for the support that we have of our parents and students. Thank you all. You are all IB Hawks. Thank you so much. Please contact Harvest if you have any questions or concerns. And good luck checking out the ManageBack website. Get to it. We're excited to have you at Harvest and continue working on your achievement level goals.